Welcome to my channel, Manifest Your Quest. I am Rashi Roop Lakshmi. I am an author, I am a speaker, I am a coach, I'm a tarot reader, I'm an astrologer, and I am on my purpose to help people manifest their quest in life. I want you to accomplish your dreams and goals. So every time I bring back some wonderful and fabulous guests before me who will help you manifest their quest in life. So perhaps you need to stay glued here because the today's guest that we have, she's going to share out some wonderful manifestation techniques. Do not miss out on those techniques at all. So let me share with you who is this fabulous person. Today I have a very delightful and fabulous guest, Astha Dixit Joshi. So who is Astha? Astha is a versatile trained classical dancer. Well, she has a background of a computer engineering. She was based out of US where she was actually working as a coder. And she gave up everything and came to India, learning Kathak, learning classical dance. She had had a stint with movies as well. She has two hit films under her name in Telugu Indian cinema. She's a very known face where Telugu cinema is concerned. Astha has been a known Kathak dancer over 14 years, and her own dance troupe is known on a global level. She's a performing artist, and she has been trained under many gurus in Lucknow Gharana, in Jaipur Gharana. Perhaps this is what we are going to ask her, which she can actually tell herself, where she comes from and what. But before that, let me ask her, since she's an artist, and she is the one who has been, pursuing her passion. Let me ask her, how does she consider herself or describe herself in a song or a quote? This is my favorite question. I ask all of them.
Wonderful, Rashi. Firstly, let me thank you for inviting me to be a speaker and on your talk show with in a list of personalities that you've interviewed, and for finding out so much about me. And it's really my pleasure and honor to be here. And I don't know if you've heard that song, Rashi. It's in a movie, and it goes something like this: "Yaro mujhe maaf rakho, main nashe mein hoon."
Oh.
And so basically means, I don't know, do you know the remaining, the next line of it?
No, please go ahead.
It goes, "Agar jam do, to khali hi do, kyunki main nashe mein hoon."
Oh.
So it means that, be yourself. I can only be myself, and that's all it is, So I always, like, the way I explain it is, all you can do is be your own essence. A bird cannot be a flower cannot be a bird, and if a flower competes with the bees or the birds, that's not the way nature works, or if the bird competes with the sky or the trees, that's not what nature wants, So when you are in your own true essence, that is when you can bring out the true flavors. Like in dance and music, it's all about, it's that flavor. So I could only be my own true flavor when I am true to my own essence.
Beautiful.
So the birds cannot be like the flowers cannot be the birds, So I always say, encourage everybody that if you're in your own essence, then your true flavors will come out. So how did you like that one? Yaro mujhe maaf rakho, main nashe mein hoon. Let me be. I do not give a damn for the world or the things of the world. Leave me alone. Let me be. This is.
Let me be. Let me be. This is so much with what I actually talk about, self-love in manifestation. This is so So this resonates with this idea so much.
Yeah.
Awesome. Beautiful.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
And I really like this question. I've seen some of your earlier talks, and it's a really, really lovely, beautiful thing. Yeah.
That's awesome. And I really loved the way you actually described and how everybody, most of the people should actually feel and take this up, this idea.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. This is what I teach as a manifestation coach.
Yeah.
This is beautiful, Sally, by you.
Yes, it is.
So I will come to the second question. I would like to know your journey up here, Astha. How has your journey been up here? It has been so much of, this and that. And how did you manage doing so many things together? Like, I'm simply clueless about the talented, wearing multiple hats, such a talented person you are. Absolutely.
Journey up where? Journey up where?
You have been delivered to hit movies. You have perhaps manifested a lot of things for yourself, right?
Yeah.
Perhaps you have wanted. How did you do that?
So first thing I say, So first thing I say is journey where, just like everybody, I've enjoyed the birds and the bees and the flowers, and taking walks, long walks, and taking in nature, and getting to know myself. I love exercising. I love the gym. And I love doing cardio. I love, dancing goes hand in hand with cardio. So apart from dance, I enjoy doing whatever. I enjoy everything. I enjoy cooking also, and singing, and watching a movie in the theater or on television.
Wow. So if you can tell me what made you what you are today?
Yeah. Of course, from a young age, I was pretty adamant about dance. And many people saw me, dancing in front of the TV. I always show this movement, because I couldn't stop dancing and I couldn't stop, telling people to watch me. And that persistence, basically, I was persistent about everything. I was like, okay, especially when it came to dance and fashion and makeup. And, so I took every opportunity to enter every dance, every skit, every beauty pageant. And, more often than not, always, coming away with either first place or runner up, because I was, and then soon, eventually, then I did my, I did my pageants, I did my films when I came to India, and I, went back to my parents, and my parents obviously saw or believed in my innate talents. And if they hadn't believed in my talents, and they wouldn't have, given me that space or supported me in the way they did to pursue this. So I pursued it seriously, and I came back to my hometown, which is Delhi. I was in Delhi at the time. My parents are still there, and my whole family, in fact, is there. And I, started training with my gurus, as we spoke about. And, from there, I took off on my journey as a solo performer. And then eventually I started taking other dancers with me. And, many people are very interested in this, to find out what the life of a dancer is like, because of course, then I was on my own. Once I came away from the Tollywood scene, from cinema into my own studio, I kind of built my own life, and I used to have dancers and artists and musicians coming in. If anyone was visiting from out of country or out of town, from more often people I had met in concerts or who I had collaborated with, if they ever came into town, I would invite them over. I had a small little bed hug. It was an old house. It was my where my grandparents lived, in a very posh, very nice area of Delhi. It's called GK, Greater Kalash, for some of you that may know. And, that's why I had this kind of old, this heritage home, which I call a heritage, my family home. And I had this bed tucked, the studio, and I would have people coming in. I'd always have the tanpura playing. I'd always have incense burning. And it was an atmosphere I created. That's what the small pleasures, and everyone that would come into that space would say, wow, kya baat hai yahan, and they would start singing, the artists, and they would go on singing for hours. I have some recordings from artists which are legendary, which are rare, just sung in my studio, which, they have not even sung in their albums. And I'm so thankful for those moments, Rashi, having experienced all that, and then leading dancers, then eventually asking other dancers to join me and doing productions in ballets. And again, we would gather in my studios and have our rehearsals, with chai and chit chat and a lot of hard work, a lot of practice, a lot of riyaz. We call it riyaz, which is the technical term for practice, or the what you call the sadhana. The work, the hard work of the that's required for the dance practice, for the dance to flow through you, and the technique. So, yeah. So I forgot your question. I just kind of got carried away with how I manifested things for myself. So that's the journey from being a computer engineer in LA, Los Angeles, to moving to India to pursue a passion.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Isn't it? I find it absolutely awe-inspiring, pursuing a passion. And it's not easy giving up a career, and going after a passion which you do not know whether it is going to work out or not. So
absolutely.
That must have been quite...
Yes. I just recently spoke on TED about leaving a job in the US for a very uncertain future.
That's TEDx,
and
right?
That is,
wow.
Yes.
That's incredible.
Thank you. And you know what my talk was called? I had it up on TED, on the TEDx, is passion, taking a leap of faith for your passion.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. So that's what brought me to my dance, and that's what gave me the wings, right? Gave me the wings and the time to explore all these dimensions of dance, all these places, all these tours, all these cities, all these artists, all these collaborations. Yeah.
Awesome. Incredible. So I just wanted to understand one more thing. So what age did you started dancing that gave you that?
Yeah. So I know that you were asking me also about my journey, my whole journey up here. So let me begin
with respect to your gurus and different gharanas that I understand that you were working with, right?
Yeah. So let me begin from a little bit before, on when I was in Los Angeles in California. My family migrated when I was very young, just to give you a quick brief. And I grew up on the West Coast, sunny California. And I went to UCLA and I graduated as a computer software engineer. And I studied, one of the best colleges in the US, and it still is. And obviously scored myself a pretty decent job. I mean, by decent, I mean I was, really, it was a good salary for the time. So someone at the age of, I was 22, and at that age I was already set in life, and already traveling and already driving amazing cars and the whole thing, and my friends and all my circle of friends, everything, we were all having a really good time. And then my parents moved to India. They decided to come back to India. And I was, it was a moment of decision for me. I had to decide whether I want to stay on my life there or I want to come back. It was not a sudden decision. It took me it took me a little while to decide, but I decided to join them back in India and come back for my passion. So that transition itself is a journey which I can speak about, but that itself took a lot of self-acknowledgement of my talents, recognizing my own talents and why I'm here. And then when I came back to India, it was a very uncertain road. But of course, it led to, so many offers and Telugu films, and then offers to do different work, and kind of, I started getting connected more and more to the artists that are working in
So if I can butt you in here, I would like to know, see, everybody wants to work in the cinema.
Yeah.
So, and you are in, when you are in the field of, performance, then definitely you would like to work more. So I would like to know why you have worked for like Telugu. Why did you not go further with it? You have.
Yes.
If you can first tell us more about it and answer my question along with it.
Good. This is very important. So as you know, Rashi, I always believed in being myself and uncompromisingly. I did a few characters on screen, and they were beautiful. I really enjoyed them. I played spectacular, very, very colorful characters, and I went through even dance sequences on screen. However, I'll be very honest, and this is probably coming from the heart of a true artist. And I've hardly shared this before, that when I was on the sets, I would be missing my ghungroos. I would be missing my feet moving and the chakkars and my, I would be missing that on the sets. And I would, so I was trying to do both for a while. I was trying to do the films, and I was trying to also get connected and stay in touch with my dance. However, somewhere the training took precedence. And this is something I want to talk about also, addressing one of your questions. And that, the commitment that you have, that you show at a certain point in life or a certain age, really is key and takes you beyond just, so I could have done a few more films, I could have done a few more sequences, a few more dance sequences. However, I chose at that time to spend my time wisely and to be learning a craft. So now that I'm, here, and now I'm, now I'm teaching widely, I'm teaching others this craft. I've spent a good more than a decade of my life performing, and, I can still say that I'm very much a master of my own self. I'm not dependent or reliant on anything. I create my time schedule. I create my life, my surroundings the way I want. Whenever I want, at the drop of, just like that, I can create a scene for a dance, and I can invite people in. I can, do however I can. So the creative element, I can stage it, I can shoot it and share it with people, So perhaps it was that sense, maybe that my own inner freedom that I was looking for. I didn't want to be bound by anything. I didn't want to be bound by Telugu cinema, nor did I want to be bound by, any the press or the, any kind of, I didn't want to be bound by it. I just wanted that freedom. So yes, that is the short answer to that question.
That's beautiful. In fact, yes, I totally understand how you wanted to be the spirit, the free spirit, and wanted to be your own master, and nobody never wanted to give the control to somebody else.
Yes. I wanted to lead my life in my, towards my own destiny. And I've done a lot of things, and which I think I couldn't have done otherwise, which I've shared in my book also. Which I can talk about a little bit briefly, that I have written all of my life's experiences in a memoirs. And I believe that this will be very valuable for others, for people out there who are dealing with all kinds of.
Now that you're a mentor, you are a teacher, you are a trainer, and you're training so many things, not only that, choreographer, and you are creating your own scripts and creating your own, events, then definitely you are actually on the next level. So tell me, you are now producer, director, and everything, right? Of your own ballet. What do you call it? Ballad or ballet?
Ballet, yes, ballet's
Yes.
production, musical
Yes.
ballet.
Uh,
Yeah.
so, how do you tell me what is it that you find most enriching as an artist that you are? It seems like the artist in you wants to come out every time, and it doesn't want. And an artist wants an open sky
Yeah.
to fly, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
tell me, as an artist, because we understand the artists have mood swings, artists have this. So, I want you to tell me. What do you
I
find
find,
as an artist
yes,
most enriching, most interesting, and what makes your life so complete?
I find interest in small things, the smallest of things, simple conversations, or just watching a great speaker. Um, and it can just be people around me, you know. So simple things in life. And, when you open yourself up to that, then there's so many things that you pick up, and that can kind of flow through. So of course, I take great interest in music, in poetry, and this has been my work, poetry, music, dance, and choreography and steps. And this has been kind of the body of work that I've been involved with, So dwelling in that all the time has been my way of producing my work, So, but that's my work. But aside from that, in my family and as a person, I take interest in just about everything. Like I said, cooking and going to the gym and my singing class, my, just waking up, in the right way and enjoying the day. That's just kind of how I go about my daily, the way I go about my day. My daily life is really just that simple. And of course, when it comes to my production, then it's like, you've heard the term switching hats. It's like I become a taskmaster and I go into a different mode and probably, I just, it's like different. Like at home, my family would be, like, okay, this is a different side of her. But then I'm
absolutely. I can't imagine you to be a taskmaster. You're such a soft soul. Can't imagine.
Yeah. But then I'm very inspired and I'm very focused on the topic. If it's a story or a script, I'm like, and that's what inspires me. That's what gives me the energy to create and to think of, creative expressions of that story and then to involve others in it, So,
do you find somewhere, your work connected to spirituality somewhere? It meets midway somewhere, because as I understand, it is something that is coming when creativity comes out. With it comes, spirituality. Do you feel that way?
So my book, yes, Rashi. My book addresses alongside with an artist's journey. A woman or a girl struggling for her identity, a spiritual journey as well. And I talk about that in great detail. So I'm not going to give it away.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to let you read it. Yes. And I assure you, you will be blown away.
Absolutely. I'm sure. And
again, I go back to the fact that I had the time, I gave up a career, that was a beautiful career in the US to come to India. So perhaps the experiences that I have been through are something that people can learn from, and so I really, I look forward to sharing my book and for you to read my book.
So tell me, dear, do you believe in manifestation?
So I always wanted to be a world-renowned dancer. I wanted to be sharing my art, with people. I wanted to, when I expressed myself, I wanted others to see it, and I went through that whole journey. And so it is nothing but, I would say, manifestation. The fact that I could do it and I could take that leap and I could create my own life has to do with manifestation.
Absolutely. So was it your childhood dream to become a world-renowned dancer and a known, face among them, performing
Yeah.
among people,
Yeah.
performing on the stage?
Sorry, one moment. Okay. I just had a call from my family here. So I'm living I live kind of with my, husband and, his parents who are on the same house. And it's just, it's such a new life for me, a very interesting shift. So I'm sort of in a joint family and integrating all of this with my career also.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. So if you can repeat your last question.
So, as you said that you believe in manifestation, and since you were a child or you were a kid, you always wanted to become a dancer.
Yes.
And
yes.
perhaps a performer.
Yes.
Or maybe maybe a film star as well that you did. And perhaps you have manifested most of your dreams, right? This is what I understand.
Yes, yes. So I would say that I was very clear about it. I was very lucky to know myself at a young age. And because of that, I, whether it be, later in life or whether it be earlier, at some point, one has a desire, to know themselves. And when they kind of go into that, so I had no choice but to listen to my own voice. And there came a point so that I decided to choose dance because I knew that this was the most natural thing in me. And I knew that things wouldn't be easy. I knew that things would be very rocky and, somewhat, with very few pointers or very few role models along the way. But I chose dance, so once I chose it, I think it's a discipline and the fact that I put in the hours of training and I put in the time learning and I spent time with my gurus, that really shone through and that commitment came through in my work. So these are all techniques of manifestation. And something else I'd like to say is that, I'm not really one for or really from the thought of dabbling in things, it's, there's a lot of people that just want to try things or dabble in things, but I really believe that one has to invest, first of all, recognize their talents, recognize their own talents and invest in their talents, for their confidence and their abilities to come through in one particular thing or a particular thing in life, So, I'm not, so I'm not for dabbling or I'm not for, I believe that one, so in putting in those hours and following through with things, one can really shine, and the confidence level can also come up. So these are all techniques of manifestation.
Absolutely, absolutely. And this is something which I have put in my book as well. Persistence is a major role, has a very important role in manifestation. And this is what we can see it here, where you are concerned that you were very clear, clarity, persistence. These are very important. And not only that, understanding yourself and what is the purpose of your life. So
yes,
as you have read my book, so these things definitely play a role. Now, I would, if it is okay with you, can I ask in numbers what all things you have manifested since a child, like as a child you thought, and be a child to answer the question, So do not worry about who is watching.
What all I have manifested, oh my God, starting from the beginning, I've manifested my passions, very, very beautifully, very, I would say successfully at a later stage. My passion for dancing, my passion for art, and my passion for beauty and pageants and cinema. Everything.
Yes, perhaps I have forgotten to mention to my viewers that you have been you have won the beauty pageant, right?
It was LA, India. And I was in California at the time, and it was being held. I was, I remember walking the ramp and everything, and I did a beautiful dance, of course, and I took away second runner-up in the beauty pageant. Yeah,
can you share with us the exact moment, and was there something very special about the moment that you would like to share with us here?
Okay. I'll just use the poetry that I used in the beginning, just because it's, 𝘰𝘭𝘴𝘩𝘪 𝘠𝘬𝑚, just to show you the simplicity. So if I say 𝘰𝑎𝑟𝑜, it's like everyone around me, like aspas, 𝘰𝑎𝑟𝑜, mujhe, like coming close, maaf rakho, मैं नशे में हूँ.
Oh my God, so beautiful.
Yes, the jam though, like I can show a cup, or I can show a pyala like this, I can hold a pyala, or I can show a cup, or, like holding it. The jam though, to khali hi do, like, just we can even pouring something, or khali hi do, kyunki main nashe mein hu.
So graceful and so beautiful.
So, and this is, this is the beauty of, we call it improvisation, also in this technical terms in Kathak for it. Improvisation is a big aspect of dance for us. So you give me a poetry, I'll just,
convert it into a dance. Oh, beautiful.
So, yeah. So it's like this, it's, what can I say? It's that freedom of being able to speak. And, I still say, of course, that, I speak much better through my movements than I do, otherwise. But, speaking and sharing my journey and speaking to you is a great opportunity for me to share with others.
So tell me other, manifestation that you have done. Was it something like acting in movies? Was it something that you have thought as a child that you wanted to act as an actress, and a hit movie too? Something like that?
Yes, acting in movies. I always, I did that. I entered the cinema world, and I had two multi-star hits to my name. So, I manifested along the way, then manifested my family. Now, currently where I am, I manifested my home, my husband, my family, who I cherish, from the bottom of my heart. And it's all manifestation, and we both, this is now recent, now we both talk to each other, and we both say how we manifested each other. We truly did. We both thought of each other. He even says, like, I put the thought out there, I put the desire out there for someone like, like the kind of qualities in someone like this. And we just matched so perfectly, So perhaps, this is what I wanted. It's every stage of your life, every, stage of your life, you have to manifest, you have to go on manifesting. And whether, there's ways of, techniques you can use, or you can just be like visualize. I think I'm pretty a visual person. I must be, because to be able to dance and all. So visualize also what you want, and
wow,
wait.
Guys, she's telling you some manifestation techniques. So quickly, bring your pen and paper and, note it. She has been a manifester. She has been attracting all that she has wanted in her life. She has never compromised. So yes, please carry on.
And yes, no, and I said manifest, visualize, and wait. Yes, because, things take time to turn around, and also for your thoughts and desires to go out there. And also you may want something in life, and this is just kind of coming to me, but you might not be ready for it. You must be okay with that, and you must be willing to wait. Everybody knows that they have, there's a time, their time will come. So I hope this is, this gives hope to others, and hope, and a lot of faith and patience to believe in the process of the world, and to know that, what is to come, to what is happening is there is something which is going to come for them, and to keep believing.
So she has been, guys, one persistent person who have used all the manifestation techniques of visualization, imagination, and not only working on a negative belief. She has never, like, self-love. When you step into self-love, you automatically become a magnet. for manifestation. And that's what you have been doing, Astha. It's so
Yes.
beautiful to see the epitome of someone who has been manifesting. That's absolutely
And
amazing.
I really like what you said about, also, by the way, I want to read something from your book, which I really resonated with. But I want to say, yes, attracting, attracting what you want. And how do you do that? Very simply put, by being yourself, Rashid, being yourself. So I spent the last 15 or so years of my time more with my dancers than my friends. And that's, before all this, before I moved here to Florida, to the US, Orlando, where I'm currently. But I was in Delhi and I was, we would be meeting for rehearsals and everything. And although we were working within the confinement of a traditional system, and I was very true to sticking to the tradition of the system, and because I don't believe in confusing things with fusion. So amongst the walls or the framework of the system or the confines of the system, I was very natural. I was myself, and we would be laughing and joking about things and rehearsing at the same time, doing our work, but completely natural. I mean, we would be sharing, our food together, having tea, coffee together, and just like really, really being ourselves. And when you are yourself, it's attractive, to other people. People want to be around you. And we were attractive for each other. We were a group. So, and that's how you kind of build, a community of people around you. So.
Incredible. Very, very beautiful, in fact. So remarkable, in fact. So even I had a chance to learn Kathak, and it is said that like attract. So I'm so fortunate. Only I had only till a certain extent, till school days only, I could learn for 6 years dancing. But the kind of what do you call it, for gurus, the kind of gurus you get and the kind of encouragement you get from gurus, and it is simply amazing. The community, as you said, each one of the dancers. It was amazing to have all of them around. And, when you were doing that rehearsals, as you say, the chakkars and everything, incredible. And I would love to join you in one of the rehearsal, whenever.
Oh, yes. We kept it very natural. We kept it very disciplined. We did our work when we had to do our work. We did our rehearsals when we had to rehearse. We had to stay up nights sometimes, late nights, in the auditoriums, night before shows. And, these are very... you can say like pressing times. They're like, very, there's a lot of energy backstage when you're, there's a lot of things, a lot of things pressing on you at the same time. So these are like high intensity moments, and being able to, be your best and shine, in those moments, doing the best.
Very true. Yeah. Very true.
Yeah.
So
I wanted to,
please go on.
Wanted to share, actually, no, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I want to let you, go ahead.
No, please tell me.
No, I was just going to say that I have something from your book, which I was mentioning, that I took a notes on, which I really relate with. So you had written, come out of the herd mentality, dare to think out of the box, never be afraid to be unique, as you are unique. Use your ability to be vibrant, original, inventive, and willing to learn. If you can do this, then yours is the earth and everything that's in it. And that's the words of Rudyard. So that's something that really stood out,
Absolutely. And you know what? You have actually lived your life in those lines. This is what I can understand, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes.
That's why those words from my book actually resonates with you, because that has been your life. Like you have actually lived your life the way, coming out of the herd
mentality. Yeah.
Right.
I believe we do have to come out of that to some degree in our own selves, and we have to think for ourselves. We have a lot of people telling us what to do. We have a lot of people around us giving us advice, sound advice, good things we should hear that come into our own ears. But to kind of hear all that and to integrate all that with our own self is a part of us manifesting.
Absolutely. And you have lived that. It is simply incredible. Not everybody has the courage to do that. It is a matter of courage to live, to be. When you say that, just be. It is not very simple, Astha, as you just say it. Being is, being courageous, of being and leading the life that you want to lead. And I'm saying this because it comes with my own experiences and with the people that I have come across the world, when I have coached them, when I have helped them through tarot and astrology. So being is not really easy, but it is so wonderful, Astha, that you have actually followed your heart, passion and soul, purpose, and you're really growing, blooming, and enjoying life. And
thank you. You are an amazing personality yourself. And like I said, things are not are easily said, but easier said than done, right? And I really do believe in manifestation, and I believe in following your purpose. And I know that this is something you've also covered in your topic, and something I'm covering in my writings also, is following your purpose. So, but all of this is a part of the journey, and because I know that somebody who's serious about their transformation and wants to break through and wants to be the best, that they can be, and utilize all of life's gifts. Then
now I'm going to actually ask you about this question that you're talking about now, about transformation, about that eureka moment, about the clarity when you decided, no, this is it. So when you were in UCLA, or maybe you were working somewhere and you perhaps decided, no, I have to take a step forward towards my passion. When did you decide that?
Yeah.
So what was it? So you wrote your eureka.
I really love your questions. I really love your questions, and really hats off to you for them. Again, this is not something I've ever talked about, but there was that moment. I was dancing. It was completely in front of a mirror, and I was at UCLA. I think I was in UCLA, or probably shortly after. And so I would always do this, I would be dancing, and I would be in front of a mirror, and I would have the music playing, and I saw my movements in the mirror. I saw my movements in the mirror, and there was that moment, because I knew I had to share this with others, and I knew that this was my purpose in life, and that clarity came through just like that, and I knew that this is what I had to stand behind my whole life to do. And that's probably, where, one by one, the steps I took, and the like you said, the courage came through from that eureka moment.
My God, that's simply, quite stunning that you actually could, look through the moment into the, have that clarity as this is it, and deciding that.
This is it. This is why I'm here. This is it. I found it in this moment, eureka.
So that was a transformation moment of your life, right?
Yeah. That and many others, subsequent to it, and then after it, and the journey goes on. And I've really had, moments like that, smaller moments like that in the coaching and helping others. And I realize that that's my purpose now. In my life's purpose, it's a wonderful shift. It's a wonderful shift of thinking, of mindset also. Mm-hmm. So I think, it's, I think in fact, the pandemic allowed a lot of this to happen. And this shift wouldn't have happened otherwise. And to see myself as a coach and a speaker and motivating others, really something that I owe to this time frame, to the pandemic. So, yeah.
So the pandemic has brought about, now since we are talking about pandemic, let's understand, since it seems to have brought about something positive, or maybe a realization that you want to serve others. So I want to understand, what do you want to say to my viewers with respect to pandemic, or with respect to something, life has all of a sudden been very, last 2 years has been quite tough for few people. Many people have lost their job, they have lost their dear ones, their loved ones, and things have actually taken them on a different level altogether. And people are, still trying to cope with everything, how they want to lead their life. Some of them are quite depressed and do not know what to do. So during this time when, life is throwing curveball at them, so how do you suggest, what do you do when life throws curveball at you? And what are your suggestions for my viewers?
Yeah. So there will be challenges in life, and we never know what life is going to throw at us. I mean, if we perhaps could see everything, then we would be God. So, however, in the face of unprecedented challenges, we can take a step back and we can try to see where all this is going, why this could be happening, and what we can do to better serve ourselves and the people around us. It's not always possible, and sometimes it's easier said than done, but to stand back and so I'll share about myself in my journey, is that I have really started to look at things happening around me, kind of step back and kind of see them as if I'm detached from them, so I'm fully aware, and but if I can be fully aware, then perhaps I can see what is going to be the end result of what is happening, and then take the best possible action. So, that I really believe having that, speaking of that, also I have a podcast that speaks of just this. And it's also called Love Yourself, but it's more about being able to step back and look at your life and take that correct decision. I really do think that's important. I think that's, time is a very valuable factor in our lives also, right? So we want to be able to see things before they come and act on them in time, jump on them, take the opportunities. And that all comes with awareness. So that's what my podcast is about. It's called Love Yourself. And it's on Anchor, on Radio Public, on Google Podcasts, on Spotify, and a bunch of other platforms.
And what is the name of your podcast?
Love Yourself.
Love Yourself, guys. If you want to go through the podcast, remember this. Love yourself.
Now or forever. Love yourself.
Absolutely. And go and check what Astha is asking you to do. Yeah. You might find something for yourself there.
It has a small AD after it because there's many love yourselves. So love yourself, AD with some, you'll see the hearts.
Okay, yeah. Beautiful. So cool. So I would like to know that since you are a dancer, an artist, creative person, you're a choreographer, you are a director, you are wearing multiple hats now. You are a TEDx speaker, and you are a coach, and apart from that, you are an actress. Which one of this, you resonates, or maybe you love the most? Which personality?
All I can say is something that I'm doing where I am helping others. And that all comes hand in hand with even the art of acting. Mm-hmm. In acting, you can have such a piercing presence and have such a piercing act, a performance that really touches someone, and there's people out there that have done that for me, So whatever you do, whatever I'm doing, Rashi, I can't pick one of them, but whatever it is that I'm doing, whether I'm speaking, or whether I'm even, writing, or whether I'm dancing, performing, I'm just kind of really, really presenting myself out there in my best light so that I can touch other people's lives,
Mm-hmm. So if I ask you, how do you reinvent yourself with respect to your work? Since you're an artist, you need to, I understand that you want to grow. How do you get ideas with respect to creativity and your...
I don't do much. I don't, I kind of, like I said, I live a very simple, like my daily routine is in a very simple way. But of course, I look for inspiration. And if I meet somebody who has something to offer, that has something that I like, I connect to that person, and I create a connection, and I stay connected, and out of that sometimes possibilities come out of
absolutely
collaboration.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Collaboration and connection, actually.
Connection,
yes,
and
yes.
sharing. Yeah.
And something that I would like you to share with my viewers: what do you do first thing in the morning as an artist, as a coach?
So before, it used to be dance, first thing in the morning, I have my gurus, and after my chai, after the tea, and kind of begin the day. Unfortunately, not during this time of the pandemic. Now my mornings are full of calls, and I'm connecting with people in India and kind of taking, whether it's training calls, or also setting up my own group of people who I'll be facilitating in something called a mastermind. So I'll just mention a little bit about that. I'm setting up a community of people where we will get together every week and kind of talk about our problems, commonly as a group, and come up with solutions for each other. And it's a very new concept, and I believe has a lot of power to change and transform us all. So it'll be a journey that we'll take together 12 weeks. And I'm starting that in the basically next month. So very soon. And I'm taking enrollments for that. So if there's any interest, I would love to share that and put that out there for people, because I am offering that. And I'm sure that, just to tell you that before you attend, that dance will be a part of it. I think everyone should know that.
Love to attend it.
Yeah. So I'd love to have you be a part of it. So keep finding inspiration, keep finding new things, but this is kind of how the journey has been since after the pandemic. And I continue to focus on my dance through my website. I have for people that want to learn Kathak in its original form, I have a website, asthadance.com. So astha.dance.com, you can go on there and find my lessons, and I keep putting that out there for people that want to learn the dance in the form that I learned. Yeah. Beautiful.
That's awesome that you're giving it so nicely to the world. It's beautiful. So I would like to know
through technology, through these days more than others. Yeah.
So now I would like to...
Yeah, through technology and through,
I'm sure people are... Yes, I'm sure people are learning and getting value out of it. I'm very sure about it. Because today, when everything is happening at the online level, on technology basis, so everything is happening that way.
Yeah.
So I would now like to ask about my book. Is there some kind of review that you would like to give about my book?
I would have to kind of read it in more detail for that. So I apologize for that. But I did get a chance to go over certain parts, and the parts that I spoke about, also the fact that you stressed upon finding your purpose, connecting with your purpose early on. And that is my journey. That is my journey. So my entire journey speaks about that, is how I connected with my purpose early on, and that led me to, my whole book and my whole journey. So, my dance and my performances and meeting the people that I did. So, I'm really looking forward to reading more of your book, and I know that you've really touched people, because I've seen your TED Talk, also one of your TEDx, and I know that you speak very well. And
thank you so much. Truly humbled.
Yeah, I'm humbled. I'm humbled, and I apologize for that, for not writing a review. But I will share. I will share a review with you, most certainly. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So now, coming to the dessert part of the interview, I would love to know more about, what is the most daring thing that you have done till date? apart from the things you've told us? Something, fun.
Oh, that's a trick question. Apart from the things that I've told you. Okay. Oh, daring things. My gosh. So, bungee jumping. I tried bungee jumping. Going out by myself on a trek in India. And also I have to add to that, I've done that multiple times in my life where I've gone out on my own and kind of spent a little time with myself, out there trekking or in nature. Yeah.
Beautiful. So, and which is a favorite book?
I'm a big fan of books that are based in reality or, that are more about someone's life or based on true facts. I read a book called Memoirs of a Geisha a long time ago. It was so beautiful, so synchronistic with so many things, and Japanese, the culture that I love,
Yeah.
So, I'm like that. I love the synchronicity between cultures. I always find common meeting points, so that's kind of, that's what I love. And also I love Eckhart Tolle, Power of Now. Yeah.
Sorry, I missed out on that.
Eckhart Tolle.
Okay, Eckhart Tolle, Live in the Now.
Power.
Yes.
Power of
Now. Yes.
Yeah. More that one. Yeah. Power of Now. More that book. Yeah.
Beautiful. So who's your biggest critic? You are an artist, so who's your critic?
First, my parents, then my gurus and my friends.
Okay. And do you take their criticism like for the positively, constructively?
Sometimes and sometimes no. I mean, sometimes, I find myself like, defending or telling them, oh, but you didn't get it. This was, you didn't get it. This is not what the choreography was about. But then I realized later that what they said was really apt, and it was really something that I should take into consideration. Mm-hmm. I believe that all feedback is valuable. We should really,
absolutely, very true.
Yeah.
So tell me, one destination that you crave for, or maybe that you love.
Anything by the coast. By the coast.
You do not like the coast. You do not like water.
That I crave. The question was, give me a destination that I crave, right?
Yes.
I crave. So I would say like Cancun or, Miami or anything by the water.
Oh,
I love to be by the coast. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Perhaps because I grew up by the coast. I grew up in Los Angeles, where it's like, beautiful weather 365 days a year. And I used to spend time at the beach as a child. Mm-hmm. So I really, any time of the day, you can take me out of the coast and I'm like a happy person. Like I'm in my element. I'm in my element, yeah. So recently I went to some beautiful resort destinations. Aruba was a beautiful island within the Caribbean islands, mm-hmm. and it was all coastline and beautiful weather. So that was that's
wow, awesome. So one last question here. What is it that you would want to manifest for yourself?
Yes. Family. We are working on a family. Mm-hmm. And I believe that is just going to be an extension of myself, my dance and my passion, So I'm looking forward to breathing all that into a beautiful family, into creating a family.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
That's so beautiful. Thank you so much, dear.
Thank you. Yeah.
And this brings us to the end of the conversation with Astha at Manifest Your Quest. So I would love all of you to keep getting in touch. If you wish to, kindly go on Astha's podcast on her website, Astha Dixit, and you will find her there on website. You will find her at her podcast as well. You would really enjoy it. The self-love she was talking about. That's what it is.
Yeah. Yes. Love yourself. Love yourself.
Love yourself.
Love yourself. Astha Dixit. Love yourself. AD. Yeah.
AD. Astha Dixit. Okay. Yeah. So come back again.
Thanks for sharing that, Rashi. And I really hope that this talk, help someone or touch someone, touch others to kind of find ways of
their purpose in their life. Absolutely.
Yeah, and find ways of coming out of the pandemic, and out of that pandemic mentality and really into their own manifestation, Absolutely. So I love that word. I love that word.
So let's manifest our quest in our lives. Keep coming back here, and do not forget to like, subscribe, and share this channel. Also press the bell button, and I'll keep coming back with some wonderful guests with lots of manifestation techniques. So if you follow Astha's manifestation techniques, do let me know in the comment box. And if you resonate with her, do let me in the comment as well. Bye-bye. Thank you for now.